Alright, this match. This match was a live game I had against a friend of mine of the Discord. I usually play this map a lot whenever I want to play a fan for sure map. This map comes to my mind, Caucastic Finale. It's very dynamic map because of the mixed bases. It's also a map with pretty controversial pick choices. For example, in Tier 1, you have Bomball mirrors always, and that's because Bomball has the strongest day-to-day abilities from Tier 1, and this map is all about day-to-day abilities or day-to-day on infantry, because there is, in a standard overall, I'm not a standard player most of the time, but I can tell you that a standard is really not all of it, but infantry play has a huge role on it, and on FOC it's not that common. So that's why, for example, Sammy here in Tier 2 also is banned. Sammy has to be playing on Tier 1, and Bomball is banned. He cannot be played here in Tier 1. Also, Kindle has been moved to Tier 2. And now leads Lash open for Tier 3, which is the one that is commonly picked now. But we agreed to not pick Lash, because we didn't, mostly my friend, I will call him my friend from now on, didn't want to have a mirror match. So we just go ahead and pick it whatever we wanted that was not these two CEOs, Lash and Kindle. I reminded this was a live match, so expect some blunders. It had a timer of 5 minutes, 2 more minutes each turn. It was really not super chaotic, but kinda chaotic, which is what you expect from a live match. And yeah, it was super fun. Let's just straight jump. Alright, so I think nothing special happens until turn 4, where I will recon, yeah. And what I'm gonna do with the recon? This recon is gonna drag attention, force some staff to force a reaction for my opponent, because I wanna dictate the match, how it's played. Maybe it's not the best option in sense of efficiency, but it's the best option to dictate where is the match gonna go. Because now, if I move the recon here, and okay, my cat just came. Okay, let's see what I do with the recon. Yeah, if I move the recon here, maybe I should have put it around here on second shelf. I can pressure. Okay, let's see. No, it was okay here, because I was thinking of interrupting this or this. I mean, harassing this infantry or stopping this cap from happening unless a tank was will here. So I wanted to force a tank here from my opponent, and I think I achieved it. And it's not like I lose a tank on the next turn. Maybe I lose to get the tank earlier than my opponent, but now I have 2 vehicles and my opponent has only 1. I mean, he's gonna, at the end of his turn, he's gonna have more tanks than me. I'm not a standard player, but I think this makes sense. Okay, here he attempts to cap this, really smart, because right now I cannot interrupt this. Well, yes, I can, but the thing is that these 2 properties are both of no one. They are on no contested territory, because they are the same away from me than him, and this is the same. So it's actually they are supposed to not be captured. The thing is, you have to be prepared, and if you see right now that I have no pressure, because the reason I had no pressure was this recon build. If I didn't build a recon, I did build a tank here, I could have the ability to simply deny this capture because my opponent wouldn't have attempted, but it was the price of the recon. And he just places the tank in the city and zones out my tank, because now I cannot move my tank within any tile that belongs to this area, because I will get first strike. And yes, I can cover my my tank with another tank from my base, because it will be within range of the base, but still I will lose to the vehicle chain. Let's see. Yeah, I interrupt because I was really afraid of letting him get ahead in income, and it was a mistake from me building this recon in hindsight like this, but I couldn't afford to let him build a lead, because this being captured, even if you are not ahead currently on income, is being ahead, because it's property super hard to cap in the later stage of the game. But now he was, and still he's gonna get it unless I attack again, because he's just gonna cap, attack this tank, build another tank, and now I'm behind in tanks sorry, and he's getting it unless I sack more units into it. So I will have to, let's just see it. Here he goes with a tank that was getting rid of my recon threat here, and moves smartly to here to pressure even more this area and covering these infantries. And here he will recap. So now this is a 5 GSP. Unless I stop it, he will get it anyways, and builds another tank to cover his tank. And I was not super worried about this, because at the end of the day I'm Andy, so unless, I mean, it's not good that I get shoot first, but what you don't want to happen as Andy is your units getting killed. They getting injured, even if they are at 1 HP, is not the end of the world for Andy. And also, this was forced, this tank here, because if he wanted to attack this tank with his tank, he needed to wheel another tank. All of this coming also, well, potentially. So it's so good, because now I have an immense potential to play around this area right now. And this area is, I'm kinda behind right now here, but this area I just want to get this property and maybe this, but I'm not really too concerned, because if I just let this be neutral and cap this, which actually I'm not in a very bad position to do so, I will be ahead in income. And it's not like I'm upset with being ahead on income, but it's nice to have a little of a long-term, medium plan. It's not the best of the plans, but it's a plan nonetheless. And yeah, I attack the tank here, I destroy the infantry, I cover my tank with another tank, and I think I retreat with my 4 HP tank, because yeah, it doesn't reach, and I will use it around here. And this infantry dies because of it goes doomed to interrupt the cap. So this recon made him to base skip, but made me to get first shot with this tank and lose an infantry. And he only lose an infantry in exchange. So he's up half of a tank now from me. Well, no, he's just ahead in 2 HP tank, if you think so, because 1 infantry, 4, 8 HP, yeah, so only 2 HP ahead, actually, so it's not that bad for me. Okay, never mind, yeah, I forgot about Tau tank, yeah, okay, yes, it's kinda bad now. Oh man, I understand Mang sometimes, because it's so hard to provide entertaining commentary while actually thinking about the game. And I put my tank to repair, even I'm tank Andy, unless it has 5 HP or more, you want to repair as Andy. Unless you really need the income for the next turn, you want to repair as Andy, because a 6 HP unit won't do that much compared to a full HP infantry unit in general. It's really important. I mean, the HP reduces so much the attack capabilities of a unit, much more than we think, even if we have the attack boost to back it up. And here I tried to cap this, and I think no, I will be interrupted, because boom, boom, then he will have to drag a tank from this area to the corner, and we want to fight here. Like right now, we have 3 tanks against 3 tanks and a half, and this tank is not going to fight here because it's splitted from the party. So if you are splitted from the party, you are gonna get picked up unless you run away. I mean, he could kill this tank. No, I will. Okay, no, I will move it here, and it doesn't reach. Beautiful to double forest. And yeah, I just keep building. I have a slight income lead that it's temporarily, because we are still capping our properties. He puts the tank to repair. Another tank on the south that will likely go north. Infantry tries to cap this, and artillery. And the thing with artillery, you want to wheel artillery when you have... you don't want to wheel artillery right away. Like, for example, now he has a slightly advantage on this area. So if you have an advantage on an area, you wanna capitalize on it with maybe an indirect. The thing I want to what I want to mean is that the moment to wheel an indirect is at least when you are stronger, not initially to be stronger. You have to be stronger or have some kind of advantage in order to to use properly the thingy, and interrupts the cap, which is never gonna happen. And tries to get this cap. Let's see what I do. I keep capping because next turn I'm gonna get it, and he's forced to use the tank. He's gonna be forced to use the tank. You will see later. I interrupt the cap with my recon, which is fine because you don't want to attack a recon with a tank if a tank protects the recon. And yeah, he will now be forced to use either the tank or use one of these 2 infantries that will die next turn, and I will wall, and he won't stop the cap if he does that. So yeah, probably you want to... it's a lose-lose situation for him. He either lose another turn with the tank or he won't get the cap. And I interrupt this cap here because he's capping the port so late that I think I will be able to interrupt the cap of the port indefinitely, or maybe use for a much more longer, because now I can just I mean, he's maybe. Well, I had my eyes on this property now, so maybe not. But yeah, I remember why he didn't get this spore, because he countered my infantry with infantry capping, so that's why he didn't. And I will an artillery of my own, so if the enemy wills an artillery, I think, I mean, this goes against my logic, previous logic of if you have an advantage, you need to have an advantage to use properly the artillery. But what I was thinking here is, if I let this artillery set up and will a wall around it, he will lock down all the tiles that that artillery controls. So I need my own artillery to counter that. Even though I have not the advantage, but if you think about it, these tanks around here are so far away of the action that now I kinda maybe even slightly ahead. I wouldn't say ahead, but like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.5-ish, and I have this one turn away. The thing with this recon, the recon that went over here and then here, it was not good either, because taking 2 turns to front switch, it's too slow for a mixed base map, because you want immediate action, ping pam pam. You don't want to slowly set up. So that's why maybe artillery are not the play also. But I felt like I had to answer it. And indirects are much more stronger in STD than in fog. He kills the recon, he kills the infantry. That's why he killed it, because he wanted to make sure to interrupt it. Yeah, interrupts the gap with the tank, kills another infantry, brings the infantry full HP, attacks all my infantry, position the infantry back, keeps capping with this once again, so it now has cost me a recon and an infantry and a first shot on a tank. This whole city, because I allowed him to cap it first, because I wanted to be aggressive with this recon, which kinda worked for me, but also kinda didn't because of this. And he built another artillery, I assume, for going this way, if I remember correctly. And I interrupt the gap with my own infantry, which only means boom tank, boom artillery. And this tank it has a chance of not dying versus 2 tanks, because the 50-10% defense. So if I'm lucky enough, I will get a 6 HP tank here, unless he uses 3 tanks to kill 1 tank, which is not good, because I have 2 tanks of my own and 1 with 4 HP will be repaired around the area. So that's really good for me. And yeah, I'm having 2 tanks on one of my corners, but he has 3 vehicles out of here, and I have only 2 tanks out of here. If you count the recon as half of your tank, I have 2 tanks, and so I have a slightly advantage here of resources, because also he's using artillery to cover he's using much more resources on the corners, and he's not winning them. We are even on the corners. So that's really good for me, because I'm using less resources and I'm even. And I want to, on this map you want to focus here, because it's a 2 base front. But if you use this base to reinforce here, it becomes 1 base versus 2. And if you, it's like, yeah, and the HQs are here, so it's not like, okay, I just will make some here, play defensively. No, you're gonna get run over and your HQ is gonna be capped unless you play cautiously. So yeah, now here I attack with my infantry. I place the recon on the city because it's gonna probably get 5 HP of damage from the tank if the tank attacks, and I will use repair, so it's just free charge, and it will make the tank lose another turn, which effectively makes this tank non-existent for him, which makes me like I killed one tank of them. It's really good. And I will a medium tank, because there is 3 tanks, medium tank, yeah, I think so. And he kills the tank. To ensure I don't repair it, use Tsunami and charge into me, which I don't think it was a good idea, because it was not like he secured any critical hit KO. Like, well, maybe this, so he doesn't have to roll, but it's fine, because I mean, just use superpower. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. But I mean, it also, yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Superpower is much more better. Okay, and ensures this kill also. And he didn't attack with his infantry. Okay, because I'm gonna get repair anyways. Yeah, makes sense. So I take this engagement before the superpower, so I will get repair. Same with this one, and I get hyper great. Then I kill the infantry. I attack the other one that wasn't in range without the movement boost. I destroy the tank. I attack the other tank. I attack the other tank. And the thing about this is so good because I can cripple 2 tanks. So now these 2 are useless because they don't want to attack. They don't want to attack, because if they attack they will die with a counter attack. But it's, yeah, because if I destroy 1, it's okay, because he will have still 1 tank prepared for anything happens. But if I attack the 2, he has nothing. He has to retreat with this tank and try to repair them. But he's not Andy, so he will get a hard time to repair, because there are no cities around the facility to repair within range, because I'm occupying this city, maybe the HQ, but that's it. So I think it's really good. And I start capping this, which unless he sacks a tank will happen. And here I attack this infantry that will try to cap this, and yeah, this infantry will still try the cap, but he won't be able to use this infantry to cap and wall with this one and with this tank here. So it's 1 wall less. I will attack here and triple infantry. I retreat with my tanks, because I was thinking that the advance here was crippled enough and I was gonna be able to interrupt this cap if he tried to. So I just wanted to use these tanks on this area to run over him, because I was seeing him having nothing around this area. Like right now he has 2 tanks with 3 HP, injured artillery, and just an artillery and the tank here. But this is, yeah, he has nothing around this area. I mean, he has something, you know what I mean. He tries to do that cap and tries to start moving towards the north, but it's maybe gonna get too late. I tried to start capping this because I wanted to see how he reacts to this cap, and if he didn't react properly, I will have maybe an infantry extra or something. It was live, So remember, I was trying to pressure his decision making, and just by doing a simple action, I forced him to waste time, and he wields a rocket, which covers this. Kinda right. And it's my turn. Let's see what I do. I cap the city. Now I'm 3k ahead on income. I attack this with the mine, which I mean, if I don't attack and I cap, I will get killed for sure. He will attack with this from here and then with this from here. Better to make sure I do as much damage as possible, because if I retreat here, it will die from this infantry. So yeah, I sit on the HQ and kill the artillery. I'm pressuring so hard now his HQ. Like right now, yeah, you can shoot this tank here, but you will get base block. And right now, you need to build as many things here. You want to double tank 2 infantry with 16 income. You don't want to base skip, but you are forced to. So that's really good. That's what I want. I interrupt this cap, so right now I'm seeing the game will probably end on a HQ rush. So this infantry had nothing to do. So the best he could do is delay 1k income, so it might matter on the 9-1 vehicle in this area. Most importantly, I retreat with all my units rushing to the north, because I was seeing, okay, this is a HQ cap. Rush. Yeah. All tanks here to pump on into this. Like right now, he has 3 tanks on the south, and I have all my tanks here. Like right now, he's outnumbered at the north, even though he's not that behind in unit count. Yeah, he has won this, but look at the infantry. He has nothing to use to cap. He will have, okay, he unit cap, which I think is fine, because that will mean he will cap in 2 turns, in 1 turn less. He kills my infantry here, which is fine. Kills 1 infantry with this tank. And yeah, tries to cap this to make sure I don't live with all my infantry. And let's see, I will break, and here I try to base lock here. And I was thinking about this for 2 minutes, and I thought this was the best option. And I double cap, because right now he cannot stop this or this. He can afford. He has no the units to do it, and he must interrupt this 100%. This is, it will be hard to do with the rocket and the infantry maybe, and I'm just rushing to his base because he has nothing to respond right now. And let's see what he does. He prepares to capture my com tower, which is really vulnerable right now. He starts capping his both properties, kills 1 infantry, and is able to kill the artillery, and will a medium tank to avoid the base being locked. He joins the tanks, maybe desesperated to make sure I won't wall break, but it won't be enough. He brings more units around this area to pressure me. But yeah, I was running low on time. I think I had at the end of the match less than 1 minute left. I was thinking a lot during these last few turns. So now here I was considering to sack for my superpower. but I was counting, and I'm really far ahead, like 36,000. So it's so much value to sack, and he has not that many units within range to do it, so it's not gonna be easy. So what I do instead is going for the power, which will be enough to cap. Like now it's at 2 HP. I join cap. I attack the other tank. I pull with my tank. I attack this tank. And in retrospect, I think I should have not done that, because I gave him free charge. And that free charge is gonna allow him to have a better shot with the superpower to interrupt this cap. But I did it because I was rushing, because I had 1 minute left, and it was okay. I have to ping, fast. And yeah, it happens in lag games. And yeah, I move all my tanks. I built the recon here, thinking, okay, 1, 2, 6 move here, it will be able to interrupt. But if you see this tank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, no. So he won't be able to. Okay, never mind, I just said nothing. Okay, yeah, and I join these both tanks to make sure this doesn't get wall break, but there was no way that it was. But it was live game. I was paranoid at this point, like how you can be paranoid in standard. He attacks my medium tank with his medium tank, use Tsunami, tries to base block again with rocket, attack with the infantry. No, he didn't even try it. And yeah, I just captured the HQ. I love Andy, man. I love Andy to capture things. You capture one thing, you get shoot, you use your superpower, and you capture next turn. So good. Not as busted as Sammy power to capture things day to day, but I liked more. It was a really intense match. Like we were running out of time on this match. Well, actually, I was running out of time. My opponent, I think, had like between 10 and 15 minutes left of time, which actually means he didn't use his time properly. Yeah, he was winning on time, but what's the point of winning in time if you are not able to use that time to make the proper plays? Like you have to have a balance of playing good and having enough time. So yeah, you wanna play as fast as possible in life, but it comes with a price, and the price is playing worse, because you are gonna play always better if you think more about your play. It's just very complicated. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is my first standard game commentary on the channel, and thank you so much. Bye bye guys.